Three, two, one. Broadcasting tape delayed from a parking lot in East Lansing, Michigan. JP, why would we be in a parking lot in East Lansing, Michigan, of all places? There's snow on the ground out there.
Oh, because today we're going to talk about the one and only, born and raised in Lansing, Michigan, Irving Magic Johnson.
And why? Because Irving Magic Johnson is a winner.
Yes, he is.
Jerry Jones did a press conference, and he's not a winner. Did you hear about that today?
I did hear about that.
I didn't hear the conference. I don't know.
He basically downplayed his own coach, head coach. You're not known as Brian anymore.
I thought he hired Marty Schottenheimer, but I was wrong.
He probably be better off getting Marty Schottenheimer to come out the grave to coach that team.
Is Marty Schottenheimer dead?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's passed away.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Marty.
Yes. Anyway, he used to coach your Kansas City Chiefs, by the way.
My Kansas City.
My Kansas City Chiefs.
Your Kansas
That's
City
right.
Chiefs. That's right.
Greatest ref call team in the world.
That's right.
If they took
that was when Kansas City actually couldn't win. Now
Yes.
they cannot lose.
Yes. Look, all they did was take lessons from Tom Brady. Tom Brady used to get all the calls.
The Chiefs are the new Patriots.
Yes.
That's what they are. So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So I don't want to talk about the Chiefs and Taylor Swift anymore.
Because you got to show her.
You've got to show Taylor Swift.
You got to show it's mandatory to show Taylor Swift at least 5 times a broadcast.
Yes. I have a theory on that whole thing. We'll do that later.
That's another podcast.
If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, we'll do my theory on why Taylor Swift is in the press box.
Okay.
All right. So today's show is about Magic Johnson and the fact that he's a winner. So I'm going to be discussing he actually owns a percentage of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And you're going to be talking about
all of his other business, accomplishments, and, a little bit of this and that.
A little bit of this and that. Okay.
All
right. So I'm going to start off with some of the interesting stuff about the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Magic was part of a ownership group that bought the Dodgers in 2012, March 29, 2012, for $2.15 billion. At that time, that was an extreme amount of money.
Yeah.
Well, things have changed now. So, but the Dodgers are LA.
Yes.
They are.
That's right.
It's debatable if the Dodgers are bigger than the Lakers or not. Well, right now they are. But
they're winning.
Yeah.
But
when the Lakers are winning, do you think that?
No, the Lakers are king in LA.
The Lakers are king in LA.
Mainly because of Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're the kings in LA. But they have not been winning. For baseball terms, it's almost like the Angels don't exist. First of all,
the Angels
have you ever been to LA?
No.
I've always wanted to go to Dodger Stadium. A number of people I know have gone, and they said it's an absolutely beautiful place to watch a ball game. I have been to Anaheim Stadium.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say it's quite the opposite experience. I literally felt like they should have paid me to come see that team and that stadium that day.
That's funny.
That is funny. That is, But I've yet to go to Dodger Stadium.
All right. Anyway, I haven't been there. It's under construction. They're remodeling it out there.
Dodger Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. See, it was going to be nice. So anyway, back to 2012. Yeah. Magic put up $50 million for part of the ownership. That gave him a 2.3% ownership of the team. Not very big. But $50 million is,
right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So there's this whole thing about fans. If you don't win the championship, you're just not a winner. And I'll give a great example. Dean Smith, coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. He won games. I think he went to the Sweet 16 like 25 or 6 years in a row in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
The only man to keep Michael Jordan under 20 points.
Did a damn good job at that.
But from an owner's point of view, winning and making the playoffs is a great accomplishment. From the fans' point of view, we want to win championships or bust. Like the
Yep.
Michigan, the Ohio State fans wanted to fire their head coach.
Right.
I bet there's some of them that still want to fire him because he can't beat Michigan. He just won the national championship. But, anyway, but from an owner's point of view, making it to the playoffs is a big deal. So the Dodgers, since 2012, have only not won their division one time. That is consistency, and that's great.
That's great.
And they just won the World Series finally. But it is great to win your division every year but 1 year. So I'll give Magic props on that. He's doing great.
And you got to give it, look, everybody talks about the Dodgers. They won this year, and they're like, oh, well, they have a stacked team. They have to win. The Dodgers are basically the Yankees of the 90s now. Because remember when the Yankees used to win World Series, and then when they would get to the championship series of the American League, and they were losing 7 games, they'd be like, we need to burn this team down. We need to reconstruct it, only people to keep is Derek Jeter. Only person to keep is Derek Jeter, and we'll get rid of everybody.
Get rid of everybody else.
And we got to rebuild because we're no good. We're not good anymore. That's what the Dodgers are now.
Yeah.
And we know they got your boy
Shohei Ohtani. Greatest baseball player in the history of the world.
Yeah. Caitlin Clark of Major League Baseball.
Caitlin Clark of Major League. Oh, and I just found out today, guess who's going to be playing the first game of the season in Japan? The Dodgers and the Cubs.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because evidently the Cubs have a hotshot Japanese player on their team. Going to go to Japan. Going to sell lots of merchandise.
But it's just a coincidence that those two teams are in Japan playing.
That's just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they got Japanese players on these teams.
Who knew?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, but the Dodgers are going to be in trouble when Shohei Ohtani's contract comes around because they backloaded 90% of his $700 million.
Yeah.
So when that comes due, it's going to cause a problem.
They're going to have the Bat Boy playing.
They're going to have the Bat Boy playing.
Hey, Ronnie, get out there and fail some balls.
Yeah. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So anyway, so the last thing I got to say is just remember, folks, as fans, we want to see them win it all. But where's your team at consistently winning their division? Consistently. Most teams aren't. Up until this year, my Washington football team, they weren't doing so hot. And then along comes a new owner. Who would the new owner be?
That would be one Irvin Magic Johnson. Now look, he's not like Daniel Snyder. He is part owner.
He's a percentage owner. Like
correct.
This.
He is. He was part of the team that bought the team from Daniel Snyder, which happier the Commander fans could not be. So I mean. And, it all comes from when you have somebody, like he's part owner. He's not the majority owner. He's just part of a team that owns the Commanders. But that is the name that everybody recognizes. And they all assume that Magic Johnson is pulling a lot of strings because of the things that he's done with other sports.
But when somebody goes out to promote the team, he's the guy.
They don't go to interview anybody else. When it comes to ownership, they go to Magic Johnson. So a lot of people think it's Magic Johnson who owns the team. It's part of a team, but a key part, So all that to say, you guys see the hat that I have. It's the LA Lakers hat. I'm a diehard LA Laker fan. Became a Lakers fan in 1979.
79.
Young JP saw rookie Magic Johnson coming to the league.
Yeah.
That was my guy. Look, you guys, if you watched any of our other podcasts.
Because young JP watched Magic play Larry Bird in the NCAA final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just say this. Y'all know I'm a big Michael Jordan fan if you watch the other podcasts, but my guy
Do
was
you
Magic
pick
Johnson.
anybody but winners?
Well, I mean, look, that's true.
Well, you just start. You
Well,
just start. Let
who
me just.
does?
Let me call you Phil Jackson.
Well, who is like, yeah, well, you know, my favorite player of all time is Dan Orlovsky. You know, I think he was a great player, backup quarterback. Nobody was better than him, and now he's on ESPN. He is the greatest.
He
Nobody
is a
says
good.
that.
Nobody says
You know,
that.
nobody strives for
No,
that.
that's
You know.
right.
So anyway,
Nobody cares who Pat Tilley was.
no,
No,
no.
I
You
do, but
know,
nobody else
I
cares.
mean, look, Pat Riley is one of the greatest coaches and presidents of all of the NBA.
Great Kentucky player, by the way.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about how he was barely made it in the NBA and was out in a few years and, marginal at
Yeah.
best. You know, you go with the winners. So anyway, I'm going to focus on Irvin Magic Johnson. As a diehard Lakers fan, I'm going to kind of give you a recap of Magic Johnson in just a couple minutes. Okay, so college basketball champion, 5-time NBA champion, 12-time All Star, 3-time NBA MVP, and he topped off his basketball career with the induction in the Hall of Fame.
Let me say, I got a question.
Yeah,
He was a 12-time All-Star. How
yeah.
many years did he actually play?
I think he played 13
Okay,
seasons.
because he
Yeah.
literally should have been an All-Star every year.
Yeah, I think one time he got hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm. So then, you know, when you say all those statistics for Magic Johnson, you would think, wow, how can you beat that? Well, arguably his life after basketball has been more successful than his basketball career, and that's saying a lot. Magic Johnson is one of the biggest businessmen in the world. You know, he has parlayed his earnings from the NBA and all the other businesses he's had, and he's an estimated value, according to Forbes. Magic Johnson is estimated value of a $1.6 billion.
Good night.
1.6 billion.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. So I'm just gonna say, whenever you have somebody who's that successful in business, it is common for them to buy and sell businesses all the time. And Magic has been involved in so many different businesses. We would literally be here all day if I was going to name all the businesses he's had a hand in. Most people know Magic from, when he first became the businessman in the spotlight was in the 90s when he built the Magic Theaters. First one he built was in Crenshaw, not long after the LA riots.
Yeah.
And, he built them because, they didn't have a lot of places to go in those areas in Crenshaw. And he built it to give them an opportunity to see movies in a movie theater, and it was a good thing to do. And of course, he made a ton of money. He's sold those businesses to other movie
theater franchises, and he's moved on to bigger and better
right.
things.
He's owned a ton of Starbucks and a ton of Burger Kings, and he sold them by now. And then he's also the head shareholder of Equitrust Life Insurance.
Wow.
So he is basically a big time mover and shaker. And when it comes to sports, he owns,
Does he own Bronny's team?
No. He used to he was a part owner of the Lakers.
Yes, he was part of the
And
Lakers.
sold that in 2010. And now he is part owner of the LA Sparks. He is part owner of the Washington Spirit soccer team. And of course, the Washington Commanders. Yeah. So Magic Johnson is literally one of the most successful businessmen out there today. And you have to give him all kinds of props. When he first came into the NBA, Dr. Jerry Buss, of course, Magic was his crown jewel. He was the one who was going to make the Lakers the Lakers.
He did.
So Jerry Buss took an interest in Magic, and he taught Magic the stories of how Magic learned so much from him in the business side, and clearly he has parlayed that into a successful business career.
How about that? And that is why Irving Magic Johnson is our winner of today.
Yes, he is.
So that's all you got? Because that's all I
That's
got.
all
We
I
could go
got
on
today.
for hours and hours.
You
But
know.
anyway, the reason we brought this up is because the Dodgers just won the Super Bowl, and the fact that he's part owner of the Washington football team that they just lost in the NFC Championship. But in the second year that he's been part owner, they've gone way beyond what Daniel Snyder did in 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Way beyond. In 2 years.
That's
basically,
impressive. They have lifted a cloud, and of course, because of Magic Johnson, everybody associates Magic with the winners, and it also helps that they got a quarterback like Jaden Daniels.
Yes.
Sure, Magic had some kind of say in the operations that they've had to build a successful team, but the ultimate factor is probably Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, that's all I've got for today.
That's all I got for
So remember, folks, like and subscribe because we need a gazillion dollars because we need to buy a franchise. And we're going to be winners, too.
Magic. Let me borrow some money.
Magic, call me on the phone. I'm going to make a deal. I'm going to make a deal. All right.
All right.
So long, everybody.
So long, everybody.